Let's bring our awareness to the breath. It's such a simple practice, but truly profound. And to turn our attention to this companion that's been with us through our entire time here, from our very first breath, and we'll be here to our very last breath. And so hopefully you're getting to know the breath more intimately. So for now, let's just bring most of our attention to the inhale. And just noticing how the inhale feels in your system, where it's expanding, where it seems to be bumping up against some edges. And let's just practice allowing that to be just as it is. And as we did last week, notice that there's kind of a brightening that happens in the inner experience, kind of an aliveness that comes in as the breath rises in the body. And you can even pause at the very top of the inhale to give yourself a chance to get a better sense of this. You might even feel a slight tuning up of your awakeness, your sense of awakeness. So it's like this knob gets turned up on our sense of inner brightness, awakeness, aliveness. And it's subtle. And maybe there's some other words that you might use to describe how your inner experience shifts as the breath comes in. So right here, before we do anything else, we can use this simple rhythm that happens hundreds of times a day to notice changes in our inner state. And as we notice a general sense of greater brightness, greater aliveness, and awakeness, you can also notice that actually the whole breath cycle becomes infused with more aliveness, and maybe the whole being starts to feel maybe a little less heavy or fatigued, dense perhaps. So what we appreciate in our inner experience expands. spreads, diffuses. And this relates a little bit to what we've been looking at in the energy module, which is to open to all that arises in our being. And there can be a tendency to start kind of hyper-focusing on the challenging sensations. So it's also a really helpful practice to notice what we might call maybe more positive shifts. Great. And then as we shift our awareness to the exhale, begin to notice how the inner state subtly changes as you descend into the bottom of the exhale. Personally, I notice a subtle melting, a softening, a relaxation. Sometimes we're frantically looking for relaxation, for an escape from the challenges or the overwhelm. And we forget that here's this simple breath here. If we stop long enough and we let go of engaging with what we are being challenged with and just notice our inner experience, it can shift things pretty rapidly. And so again, as you descend into the exhale, you can pause there for a moment and really let yourself appreciate the softening, the melting, the ease. And then you may notice that it continues on through to the exhale. And so now to the inhale rather, and now the exhale is informing the inhale. The relaxation, the sense of settling carries on through the inhale and sort of blends in with the brightness, the aliveness. Sometimes what we're looking for is right beneath our nose.